Shit, I just get them out of here. Make America great again. I'm John Fitzgerald, and I am a MAGA. Make America great again.
You hear the way these guys are talking to us.
Yeah, no, I want them gone. I want them out of here. They are the most unfriendly. We live right across the street from them. And there's been times where this whole cul-de-sac has been completely lined with Mercedes, BMWs.
This is how they talk. Second generation.
Come here! Hey, I'm right here though.
Unbelievable. This is the problem. You got the second, third generation here. You invited them in, invite the illegals in, and then they have kids that hate this country, are taught to hate this country. And then you got neighbors living right across the street that have to deal with it.
There might be repercussions for me because, but 15, 20, 25 know where I live. I ain't afraid.
Yeah.
I'm not backing down.
If you could say something to President Trump, to Tom Homan, what would you tell him?
President Trump, start with Ilhan Omar, get her out of here and drag all of this business here. Get them out of here.
What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys pulling up today. I got a few clips to get into. We got to talk about it, man. Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's keep going.
President Trump voiced negative comments about the Somali community. Now many people, including city leaders, are pushing back against his words. Community members and elected officials gathered at City Hall today, all with the same mission, showing support for Somali residents. This after President Trump used harsh language on Tuesday. The president saying, quote, "They destroyed our country," and calling a Somali American congresswoman, quote, "garbage." Leaders denounced the president's words and say the Somali community is made up of contributing members of society.
We have been hearing from our Somali neighbors throughout this week about the fear that they have had. Fear that rooted in distracting, hateful comments coming from the President of the United States. And it was really important that here in Columbus, we came together as one community to say that hateful rhetoric like that has no place here.
The Somali American students have already faced bullying and, labeling from other students, calling them the same exact words the president have used. So that shows you the magnitude and the influence words can have, especially from a sitting president.
The city of Columbus is home to the second largest Somali American community in the country.
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday. Columbus, Ohio, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Maine, yeah, some major problems. And the thing is that you got a lot of people that are saying, we ain't going nowhere. We're here to stay. This is our land. Some people, in that community believe that Minneapolis was given to them 3,000 years ago. I haven't seen the proof. I don't know if you guys have, but if you have seen the proof, please send it over to me. I'd love to check out that document. But I want you to see how people are behaving, out in Minneapolis and so many other places around the country. I want you guys to see this because this is how they are behaving in Minneapolis, though.
What a lady!
Donald Trump! Don't show them anything!
You got more whistles. More whistles.
You need to leave. You're not welcome. Get the fuck out of here.
I thought everyone was welcome. I thought everyone was welcome.
You want ice?
I thought everyone.
This is us! We are
What are you here?
We are here!
Why are you here?
Where are you from? Where are you from? That's what happens when you let the third world in. Spitting at officers. Spitting at officers, blocking traffic.
Hey, nigga! Hey, shoot man! Nigga, I'm illegal, nigga! Bitch ass nigga!
Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. You wouldn't believe it if people like Ben Berkham, if they didn't go out there and do this type of reporting, you wouldn't believe it. You're not going to see this on mainstream media. You're not going to see this on CNN. You're not going to see this. But people are fed up. People are fed up. They are. They're fed up with this behavior. They're fed up with people that, didn't come over here to assimilate. Some of these people have been in this country for, 30 plus years, maybe they're first or second generation, in this nation, but they've been raised to be disrespectful to the country. And when you don't have an appreciation for the country that you live in, when you are a guest or when people welcomed you in, hey, don't be upset when the people say, hey, you gotta go. You gotta go. We're tired of it.
What do you think about the illegals coming and taking disproportionately affecting the black community?
Oh, yeah. That's a problem. Yeah, they need to go. They need to go.
So when the black community is working and you got Democrats saying they care about the black community, but they're importing more illegals into your community.
Yeah, they need to go. They definitely need to go. These jobs need to be for the American-born people. They need to go.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way that this brother feels. The jobs need to be for American citizens, people that were born here, people who have generations of people that have invested in the system. We got to make sure that we take care of Americans first. It's a no-brainer. They do it everywhere else in the country or in the world. Everywhere else puts their citizens first. But we get labeled the bad guy if we say, nah, you need to make sure you're looking out for Americans first. It's crazy.
Know that he called African nations a shithole in his first administration. We know that when he came down that escalator, he said he was going to stop Muslim immigration into this country. And so it is not surprising that he is going after black immigrants in this country. And it's certainly not surprising that he's choosing a black immigrant community that is also Muslim. But what I would like to say is that most of us are citizens. On our passport, it says we are nationals of this country. We love that Minnesota has welcomed us. Many of us have not been settled in Minnesota. We chose it as a home because the Minnesota people and the state is beautiful and very welcoming. And we are going to be here regardless of what the president has to say.
You see that? These are the people that didn't come to assimilate. These are the people that came to take over. And they're doing it with a smile on their face, saying, hey, we don't care what y'all talking about. We don't care what y'all talking about. And this does predate Obama administration, but we do know that during the Obama administration, they helped to facilitate thousands of Somalis going out to Minneapolis. But if I'm not mistaken, this goes back to the Clinton era, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody correct me in the comment section. But I want you guys to hear from CNN, and I want you to hear from them and how they try to cape for Ilhan, try to cape for, other folks that have come into this country, decided not to assimilate and be extremely disrespectful, to this nation, to our Constitution, and to its people.
Well, I think it's important to have a conversation about America's not a charity. We have the opportunity and the ability to select who we want to come in and who we think is going to contribute economically and culturally. In Minnesota, we've seen 81% of Somalians are on welfare. 35% of Somalia's GDP is remittances, and now they've stolen at least $1 billion, maybe $8 billion. And so there's a question, the Somalian community.
Yeah, now you know that Abby is going to try to cape, but I got to rewind this just a little bit. Y'all heard that 81% of these people are on some form of government benefits of some sort. 31% of Somalia's GDP comes from remittances. Do you guys understand what that means? That means that they receive over a third of their gross domestic product. The money that comes into Somalia comes from, 1/3 of it comes from the United States of America, from people that are here sending money back over there. That shouldn't be.
The opportunity and the ability to select who we want to come in and who we think is going to contribute economically and culturally. In Minnesota, we've seen 81% of Somalians are on welfare. 35% of Somalia's GDP is remittances, and now they've stolen at least $1 billion, maybe $8 billion. And so there's a question, the Somalian community. Do we want to continue to allow
the Somalian community did not steal $1.6 billion. The 60 or so people who were convicted or who were charged with those crimes, they are responsible. Why is this collective responsibility thing now suddenly in vogue?
This is an important point to make.
When you have over 80% of these people, when you have over 80% of these people on the government dole, and then all of the people that were arrested, they're all Somalis. Like, what are we talking about? And we also found out there was a bunch of communities, a bunch of families within that community, more or less, that were on the take in some shape, way, form, or fashion as well. Come on, man.
And this is something that I think the American people resonate with. Culturally, there are things that we do not want in America. Female genital mutilation happens in Somalia. We don't want that here. So I think it's okay to say, look, there are cultural things that we don't want to bring into America.
Wait, look, there are people who we allow in this country who have multiple wives. They, polygamy.
I don't
totally
want to encourage
fine.
that. I don't want more of that.
But they're here. They're Americans just like everybody else.
But
I don't
want more of that? That's the question.
I mean, I couldn't afford that if I'm just being I'm just being honest.
Yeah, I couldn't afford it either, nor do I even want to deal with it. I love my wife, but I couldn't imagine dealing with 2 or 3 of those. Yeesh. Baby, I love you. But why do they got to cape for these people like this? And why is it a negative to say, hey, there are certain cultural practices and norms in other countries that we don't want here? Why is that so controversial? I don't get it. I really don't. But the young lady, everything that she said, I'm in agreement with. And I don't understand, I get it. They cherry pick and they push back. They cherry pick and they push back. I get it. That's Abby. That's what they do over at CNN. But I'm in agreement. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Consider joining the ARP family or buy your brother a coffee. That link's in the description box below. And as always, keep God first, stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
Vibes so